Hey guys, it's Michael here from Miniature Painting.
We are going to paint a collision miniature, and well, this one. It's an unwanted faction one, and we already pre-shaded the skin with Brightland Flesh Shade. Now we're going to paint over it, or dry brush over it, with an Elfic Flesh dry brush. That one. I'm having a terrible cold, so I hope you can still understand my voice and my language. But there goes. When you're done with the Elfic Flesh, you should, I did paint the pants goblin green. When that was dry, I overpainted it with a Nuln oil, as you can see right there. There you go. And when that was done, I'm taking a long time here. And when that was done, we are going to dry brush it back again to goblin green. And what you get is a perfect, you need about that consistency. What you get is a perfect army pants with shading. I made my unwanted faction into deranged military folk. After that, you will be using gunmetal to do the face mask and the belts. So I made my unwanted faction into deranged military people who got tested on, and that went wrong. Now they're kind of mutants, so that's why the army pants. After the silver, you can still wash the silver a bit with a Nuln oil, but now we go on with leather brown for the belts on the head, like here, and the belt what is running over his body. But that's when we finish the head. There you go, we're on to the belt. Just a bit later on, we will be painting the electrical cords which run over the belt with two awesome colors, so it might distinguish a lot. Like I said, sorry for my voice. If you haven't done it yet, please do subscribe. I can need everything and everyone I can, and we're almost at 100, so that's pretty awesome as well. On with black, which is of course for the shoes, and I wanted to paint the gun black as well. The reason for the gun black is that it's a really easy, sneaky method to get yourself a nice gun when you dry brush it with ball gun metal. So yeah, I went for that. So when you're done with the shoes, yeah, you can start painting the weapon. Be careful here, they are insanely detailed, these miniatures. Pretty easy to paint, but still insanely detailed. Then we go to bone white for the collision shards sticking out of that guy's body. Just a couple of them. His spine seems to be grown as well. Onto the gunmetal for the console in the back, on his back. And later on, but I did that off camera, you can still shade that with a Nuln oil and some wires. Like you see here, I'm dry brushing the gun, which is just an easy job. I should have taken a smaller dry brush, but my dry brush was broken. It was all splintered. For the belts, we are going to use Agriculture Shade. Yeah, I need some new dry brushing materials. It's almost my birthday, so you can give me some. Anyhow. Shading the belts for the head. and shading the belt on his body. On with the on with the Escorpina, green and bloody red for the wires. You can't see it pretty clear, but trust me when I say that was a nitpicking job, and I am spot on with the cables. Oh, a little bit off camera there. Check out my thumb. And now for some green. And immediately right now the red is a little bit buried, but the green is really shouting its way out of the miniature, and that's pretty awesome because, well, the cables are. There's something running in these cables which isn't really good, and that's especially what the test is with. So when you're done with the miniature, or as much done as possible, you can paint the base with an earth color. I just went to my local playground to get some sand, but do bake it before you start. After you painted the base earth, shade it with non-oil. After that, leather brown dry brush, and then a bone white dry brush. And then you end up with a miniature like that, and that's perfectly tabletop. Thanks for watching, subscribe. Hope to see you soon for a next video, and speak to you soon. Bye bye.